Hello and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Vivek Gopalpuria and I am an Associate Director of Product Marketing at Replicon. I want to thank everyone for taking time out of their busy schedules to join this webinar titled Improve Cash Flow with Fast and Accurate Billing. I'm also joined today by my colleague John Rai, who is a Solutions Engineer at Replicon, and he will be doing the live demo. In today's webinar, we'll be discussing how automating time tracking for your consultants who work on billable projects can help you utilize them better and maximize your revenues with quick and accurate billing of your clients. John will spend majority of the webinar giving you a demo of the solution. Today's webinar will feature a short 30-minute format to get information out to you quickly and allow you to get on with the rest of your day. Before we get started, I want to review a few housekeeping items and let you know how you can participate in today's webinar. You will be kept on mute during the presentation, but you can submit your questions at any time during the presentation by using the questions text box located at the right panel of your screen. Questions will be addressed at the end of the webinar. So without further ado, we'll get started with the presentation. Replicon is the world leader in cloud-based time tracking applications. We are used by organizations across countries, across industry segments to manage time and attendance, projects and programs, professional services organizations, and shared service resources. We have about 1.5 million users across our close to 8,000 strong customer base, and we are extremely proud of our customer retention rate. Here are some of our customer logos. You'll see that there are enterprises from small and medium sizes to really large companies out there. This shows that while we are able to deal with the simple and quick implementations needed by smaller companies, we are equally able to handle the complexities of processes at large organizations as well. In summary, here is why Replicon is different and can provide a better solution around time tracking processes. Our cloud-based delivery model helps our customers get anytime, anywhere access, and they pay as they go. We promise and deliver the no-hassle experience for our customers. We take care of maintenance, upgrades, and monitoring for our customers while they concentrate on their core businesses. All our customers say that our interface is extremely intuitive, requiring little to no training to start using, lending itself to rapid adoption across the organizations. We have a unified platform that can take care of any time tracking need that an organization might have and cater to all kinds of roles within an organization. These are the pillars of our unique selling proposition, which have stood us in good stead. So why do you need to automate your time tracking? If you have manual processes around time tracking, you would know that it's fraught with issues galore. Everyone finds the entire time tracking process cumbersome. People don't want to fill in their timesheets. There are bound to be late and wrongly filled timesheets leading to leakages. There is no centralized solution, means there is no visibility into project status, project costs, causing projects to slip and the costs getting out of hand. There is no visibility into which resources are working on what projects and the inability to manage the consultant utilization. There is huge administrative overhead in getting the time data processed for billing, and all these lead to poorly managed client profitability. Our professional services management solution helps overcome these challenges. With our solution, you will be able to deliver your projects on time every time, improve cash flows with better service margins. Organizations are able to streamline their time and client billing processes. That means they are able to bill accurately, faster, and with reduced leakages. They get increased visibility into projects and are able to manage costs better. They get full view into resource allocations to manage consultant utilization. And they get the ability to forecast revenue and resource demand. Let's look at some third-party research around how automating time tracking helps professional services organizations. As per Nucleus research, Service organizations that automated time tracking were able to achieve up to 60% reduction in time spent on accounting and billing tasks. They were able to see reduced overhead and faster billing. They also were able to achieve up to 30%, 33% reduction in time spent on gathering, reconciling data for reporting, which made them get increased visibility and they were able to make decisions faster. They were also able to see increase in resource utilization by up to 10%, which means that they had more billable hours per consultant. They were able to accelerate the receipt of payments by 15%, which meant that they were able to get faster, accurate billing. It was also found that the more manual the process was initially, the more were the savings. Let's look at what some of our customers have to say about the benefits that they were able to get. With our solution, customers saw rapid adoption and up to 90% reduction in client billing times. They were able to get increased project visibility to make better decisions. They were able to get up to 85% increase in productivity of employees around time and billing processes. They were able to better forecast pipeline, margins, resource requirements, which helped them manage their bottom line better. Having seen an overview about Replicon and our professional services management solution, let's quickly see it in action. Over to you, John.
Thank you so much, Vivek, and welcome everyone, and thank you so much for scheduling time from your busy schedule and being a part of the presentation. So as Vivek had mentioned some of the challenges of the manual process, so we would be able to showcase it to you that using our professional services module, the way we would be able to eradicate those manual processes. So I have shared my screen. Let me know once you're able to view it.
We are able to view it, John.
That's great. Now, before I start off with the presentation, would like to apprise that all Replicon modules are permission-driven tool, which means that based on the role that you're assigned in the organization, the permission can be tweaked in such a way that the view and the access to the solution can be filtered. So for an end user who would be entering time in the solution, once they log in, My Replicon is going to be their landing section. Now the timesheet that we see over here is built on Web 2.0 technology, which means that it's on smart interface. Now what I mean to say by smart interface is it not only has a smart filter, also a dynamic search capability. Hence an employee would be able to see only those projects and tasks that are assigned to them, and all they need to do is select that relevant project and task and enter time against it. Any high-level comment or a brief description of the work that they have performed can be mentioned in the comment section that would be captured by the timesheet screen and is completely reportable. Now on the far right-hand side, we have also provided a progress bar indicator that shows the actual versus estimates, and these estimates can be defined either at the task or at the subtask level. So for example, for this particular task discovery, it was estimated it's going to take 1,000 hours, out of which 171.5 hours have already been entered, hence it's 17% complete. Now on our timesheet, we have also provided a billing column. So based on the role that you play in a particular project, either an employee can be assigned one single role-based rate or multiple role-based rates. In case if an employee is assigned only one single role, by default it would be picked up by the billing column. But in case if they have been assigned more than one role-based rate, they are free to pick and choose from the drop-down list the role-based rate against which they want to record time. Now, at every process or at every stage of the workflow, we do have email notifications which can be enabled and configured as per the organizational requirement. So once an employee would submit their timesheet, an email would be sent to the respective project manager with a link to access the solution, and once they log in, the team tab is going to be their landing section. Now being a project manager, you would be able to see all the timesheet that's waiting for approval, and on the tabular dashboard the relevant information related to it. Now either you can pick and choose the timesheet, and just by having a look at the tabular dashboard can approve or reject it. But in case if a project manager wants to drill down to any of the team members' timesheet, would be presented with the entire snapshot of the timesheet, and post reviewing it, they can either approve or reject it with any appropriate comments. Now, when a client relationship manager would log into the solution, the Clients tab is going to be that landing section. And as Vivek mentioned in one of his slides, the challenge is client profitability. So using our PSM module, we would be able to take care of that as well, and we would be able to overcome that challenge. The reason being that when a client manager would log into the solution, on the tabular dashboard, they would be able to see the hours, cost, and the billing information related to that respective client. Now, being a client manager, if you drill down to any particular client, would be presented with a summary dashboard, which shows the actual versus estimates in terms of hours, cost, and billing for all the projects that are associated to the client. And it can be viewed either on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, even when custom date range as well. Now, this tabular dashboard would give a clear visibility to the client managers relating to the profitability for any particular projects, as they would be able to slide the bar over here and get to see on a real-time basis and more closely observe the actual versus estimates related to the projects that associated to the client. Now, from this particular section, being a client manager, if you want to know the projects that are associated to the client, you can go to the Projects tab and would be able to see all the projects that are added or that are tagged to this particular client. And on the tabular dashboard, the relevant information related to the hours, cost, and the billing status as well. Now, this particular dashboard view is very good as from a client manager's perspective, wherein on a real-time basis, being a client relationship manager, you would be able to know whether a particular project is going to incur profit to the organization or it requires more manpower. Now, being a client manager, if you drill down to any particular project, would be presented with a summary dashboard that shows the actual versus estimates in terms of hours, cost, and billing, which can be viewed either on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, even for any custom date range. And on a real-time basis, you would also be able to do a health status checkup pertaining to any particular project and drill down to it to get more details about it. Now, from this section, being a project manager, you can go to the Task tab, and in our solution, you can create tasks or subtasks as well as subtasks, and accordingly assign the resources who would be working on it. Now, when we talk about resources in a manual process, this is taken care either by manually allocating them on an Excel sheet or on a spreadsheet, and at any point of time, the project managers or the resource manager does not have a clear visibility on the resources and the projects that they are working. But our PSM module would be able to take care of that challenge as well. So being a project manager or a resource manager, you can go to the Resources tab, and it is going to show all the resources that are present in the organization with their relevant allocation, which can be viewed either in terms of hours or percentage on a daily, weekly, or on a monthly basis. Now, this allocation calendar is completely color-coded, wherein blue means that the resource is allocated to the project, with a red flag is over-allocated, and lighter shade of blue means they're allocated to a tentative project. Now, being a project manager, if you want to know the projects that a particular resource is assigned to, we can just expand this section and would be able to see on a real-time basis the number of projects at any given point of time the resource is assigned to work on it. And this particular information or this particular calendar gives a more visibility when you would be planning your projects or let's say into forecasting the resources for a more better project planning perspective. Now, moving on to reporting functionalities. Reports in Replicon is very flexible. Either you can create your new ad hoc reports by clicking on the new report link, or you can slice and dice any of the canned reports that's present in our solution. So being a project manager, if you want to know the actual versus estimates in terms of the employees who are assigned to any particular project, that's basically the allocation versus the actual number of hours that they have entered, and respective to it, the cost and the billing information so that the project cost can be in control. You can run any of the project-related reports. The best would be project team members' actual versus estimates. So all we need to do is just select this particular report, adjust the relevant data pointers or the filters, and accordingly we would be able to get this information. Now at any point of time, no reports in Replicon is static, which means if you want to add or remove any particular column, I can always go to the settings option and can pick and choose the data pointer based on which I want the report to generate the data. In case if you want to create a custom formula, the way you create it in Excel by mixing and matching different columns and validating it with a logical operator, same functionality can be achieved in our reporting engine as well. Once done, you can drag and drop the columns and can also group it as per your requirement and generate the data. Now once this report is generated, you can save n number of copies of this report, share this report only with certain individuals in the organization, export it to Excel that's in a CSV format, and import it with any of your accounting solution, provided it supports CSV import, export it to PDF, send it across as an email, or directly print it out from the browser window. But the best part of our reporting functionality is automation of report, which means if you do not manually want to log into the solution and generate the report, you can always schedule this report to be sent out on a recurring basis, and these are some of the recurring events. Select the recurring event and the intended recipients. In case if you want to send it across to anyone outside the organization, you can just enter their email address with the desired report format. And once this report is scheduled, it would be sent out as an email attachment to the intended recipients without requiring them to log into the solution at all. Now, since we spoke about resourcing functionalities and how resourcing would be more beneficial to organizations wherein you would be able to allocate the resources based on their availability, here are some of the resource-related reports. So let's say, for example, being a project manager or a resource manager, if you want to forecast the resources for the next quarter, just to make sure what are the projects are and where they are aligned, you can run any of the resource-related report, let's say, for example, the resource forecasting report. And this is the data that I would get to see. So on a month-on-month basis, I would be able to know the number of employees who are there in the organization with their actual available hours, and accordingly would be able to allocate them to either a single project or multiple projects. Now, this is all from the web portal standpoint. But as our solution is hosted on cloud, it is not mandatory for your employees to log into the web portal and enter time. If you do have a smartphone that is either on Android or on iOS platform, you can also enter time using the smartphone as well. So for a typical iPhone user, they just need to download and install Replicon mobile app that's available in the iTunes Store free of cost. And for the Android users, it's from Google Play Store. Once done, you just need to tap on Timesheets, would be able to see all the timesheets that's generated in the solution, select the timesheet for the current week, drill down to the date, select the relevant client, project, and task, and enter time against it. Once they have entered the time and saved it, it would get integrated to the solution at the back end. Even for an approver, they can just go to the Approvals tab and select the timesheet that's pending for their approval. Either they can drill down to that particular timesheet of the direct reportee and post reviewing it can approve or reject it, or they can just have a look at the summary view, post which they can approve or reject the timesheets. So this is all that our PSM module has got in store.
So if you have any more questions for us, you can contact us on the email ID shown there, sales@replicon.com. We thank you for your time. Have a great day.